One sunny morning, Jake went to school. He was late again. He entered the classroom. "Jake, please sit down," the teacher said. He quickly found his seat and sat down. Later that day, Jake's class was discussing a school project. They all sat down together. Everyone had different ideas for the project. After a while, Jake said, "Let's sit down next week to talk again." Everyone agreed and went home. In the afternoon, Jake had a piano lesson. He sat down on the piano bench. They talked about his progress. The teacher said to Jake, "You've improved a lot. Do you remember the first day you sat down here?" Jake remembered it. He was upset that day. He wanted to play the drums. That evening, Jake and his family sat down for dinner. His father wanted the family to go on a trip. Jake wasn't able to sleep well. He was excited about the trip. He wanted to know more about the trip. The next day, Jake waited to meet Lily at the cinema. He waited for a long time. Lily's didn't come. She stood him up. Jake felt sad. He wanted to see the movie, so he watched it by himself. In the movie, a character stood up for his friend. It was a difficult situation. Jake thought about his older sister. She always stood up for him. She was always courageous for him. The movie ended. Jake stood up from his seat. He turned and saw a beautiful girl. She looked at Jake. She smiled and stood up. They said hi to each other. They talked to each other in the lobby. Then Jake walked her to the bus. The next day at school, the principal entered Jake's classroom. Everyone stood up, then sat down. The principal made an announcement. The school was going to visit a farm. Everyone stood up and clapped. At dinner, his dad stood up. "Let's plan our trip together. Where do you want to go?" Everyone had a different idea. That night, Jake laid in bed. He thought about different cities to visit. He was so excited again, but finally he fell asleep.